Hello everybody, good evening. Welcome to Officers Adda 247. In this particular video, we will be resuming our PPP journey from unit number 3. You might have completed unit number 1 and 2 under this particular series only. If not, I would highly recommend that you must go through those lectures as well, because understanding the concepts in PPP is very important, highly important. Normally as a banker, we feel that operational guidelines are there in the banks and we know everything about that. So sometimes we are not that much prepared which we should be for this particular exam. So start from the scratch and ultimately try to cover each and every important topic. That is the message. Fine. Today we will be talking about the operational aspects of KYC. That is your unit number 3, and most important topics we will be covering in this particular video. So let's get started. If you have any doubt, any kind of doubt, do let me know in the live chat, which is right now going on, I think. Let me just check. Yes, it is there. And fine. Okay. So the agenda for today is your KYC. You must know what is KYC. Being a banker, most of you must be aware of this term also. Know your customer. What is KYC and why do we need this particular exercise to be performed in the banking sector? First of all, you must be very aware that what type of customer is there in your bank, what kind or what type of customer is there who is presented in front of you as a customer for a particular service. He or she wants a particular service, but what you need to identify is the type of that particular customer. Whether you can accept the particular individual as the customer or not, it will highly depend on the KYC, know your customer guidelines. Along with that, KYC norms are also being taken very seriously by the RBI so that we can identify the AML activities, anti-money laundering activities, along with terror financing. So AML along with the TF, as we call the terror financing. So these are the two most important roles what KYC plays in a particular banking sector. Today we will be talking about 3 such policies, or you can say procedures, via which you can align your bank's policy with the KYC norms as being prescribed by the RBI. We will be starting off with CAP, that is customer acceptance policy. How and when and which customer you will accept, which individual you will accept as your customer. Customer identification procedures, via various mechanisms you can assure the particular bank that yes, we can keep this individual as our customer because of 1 or 2 identity proofs. Customer due diligence process, how we will ensure that all the background checks have been done, and finally we will be accepting a particular individual in our banking system. So this is the agenda for today's lecture. First of all, KYC operational norms, where is this written? Whether it is in the Banking Regulation Act or the RBI Act, or Government of India has enacted some different act, or it is specifically in your board policy. Respective banks have their own board policy. So whether it is written there only, let us just see. The RBI has laid down the certain operational norms for banks and other entities regulated by it. Fine. And under which direction? Under the Master Directions KYC, Know Your Customer 2016. And what is the specific section it is mentioned? It is mentioned in Section 35A, Banking Regulation Act 1949. The provision of these directions also apply to the branches and majority owned subsidiaries located abroad. Now some people will ask that whether it is applicable for the foreign banks which are located in India. Then again, yes, because they are located within the territory of our country. So the law of our country will be there to govern their activities. In case there is a variance in KYC AML standards prescribed by the RBI, and the host country regulates, the branches or subsidiaries of the bank are required to adopt the more stringent regulation of the two. If your particular bank, supposedly SBI, is there in Frankfurt, now one question will be there in the minds of those bankers who are posted there, that whether the RBI norms will be applicable for AML KYC or the Frankfurt's norms will be there. So answer would be that more stringent one, whether it is the foreign lands law or your country's own law. branches or the subsidiaries in India of foreign incorporated banks may adopt the most stringent regulation of the two standards prescribed by the RBI and their home country regulation. Again, vice versa, it is applicable. Now, next thing which is to be dealt is the CAP, Customer Acceptance Policy. One thing you must be very clear in your mind, that once you start PPB, once you start studying the principles and practices of banking, you will start from scratch only. You should not be very much having the background, whatever you have studied in your, you can say, banking life, but you should start from scratch, as in you must be very aware that what all topics are important for my exam, not keeping any kind of inhibitions in your mind that we have studied in our training that these are the norms, but in the PPB subject we are studying it differently. No, whatever is being written in the book, that you should follow. So, customer acceptance policy, CAP, although being a banker you are there in the practical application of this particular exercise, but again these norms you must know. So, CAP, the first thing which you must know is that no account is opened in anonymous or fictitious or benami name. What is benami name? Whether it is just a term coined for the anonymous entities or something else. If anybody who is watching this lecture wants to share his or her opinion, you can also share that. So, let me just be very clear that benami is nothing but a particular type of entity or a company where you do not know about the owner. Fine, his or her name, what is the occupation, how the background is being checked, everything, nothing you know about that person. Financial transaction or property holding where the beneficial owner, the person who actually owns the asset, is not a registered owner. That is the keyword, registered owner. The registered owner's name, all the details are not present with you. It's a transaction conducted under another person's name, often a friend or family member, to hide the actual owner. These transactions are illegal in the India under your Benami Transaction Act 1988. Now, these types of information are very important for the exam. Question can be directly asked that under which act we prohibit any Benami transaction, any Benami person who is there to open an account. So, the act will be Benami Transaction Prohibition Act 1988. Next thing which is important to know here is that no account is opened where appropriate customer due diligence measures cannot be applied. Now, there are two types of you can say measures which can be taken. One, in the case where you do not know about that person, then some other mechanism will be followed. Second, you know about the person, but for XYZ reason the due diligence cannot be carried, like the customer or the individual which you want to accept as the customer, he or she is not willing to disclose the information. Fine. So, whether it is any of those two cases, you cannot just accept the individual as your customer. No transaction or account based relationship is undertaken without following the customer due diligence procedure. That is the most important one. All of you who are working in the operational side, operations in the banking operations, they must be knowing that there are various segments while opening the account, and you have to check all these. CAP is one of them, customer acceptance policy and the customer due diligence. The report, where does this report goes from your branch? Can anybody tell me? If you are watching this in the recorded format, you can just answer in the comment section that this CGD report is generated to send where, whether it is the regional office, the zonal office, the head office, local head office, or the corporate office. Do let me know in the comment section. Fine. The circumstances in which a customer is permitted to act on the behalf of another person or the entity is clearly spelt out. Now, what do we mean by this? This is again a very important scenario where there are certain circumstances where the customer is permitted to act on the behalf of some other person, fine, but he or she is not available in front of you while opening the account or while maintaining such type of account. You must be pretty much cautious that whether this can be accepted or not. To ensure that the identity of the customer does not match with any person or entity whose name appears in the sanction list circulated by RBI. RBI keeps on updating this sanctions list. What is this sanctions list? Nothing but the terror financing activities are being put under one particular domain, and that particular domain is just a name away, that is the sanctions list of the individual suspected of having the links to the terrorist activities. Then you have to verify the PAN obtained through the facility of issuing authority. Who is the issuing authority? Your income tax department under the ITA Act. Then to verify the digital signature of e-document given by the customer. You should be able to verify every e-sign, every e-document via the signature. Otherwise, they are not valid. To mandatory information should be obtained for your KYC purpose during onboarding or periodic updation should be specified in the KYC policy. So not only while opening the account, but also maintaining that account or updating the account details, you must have the KYC details of the customer. In case of joint accounts, CDD procedure is to be carried out for all the joint account holders. Question can be asked from this particular statement that while updating the joint accounts in a particular bank, whether we need to update a single individual's KYC or the entire joint account holder. So the answer will be all the joint account holders. Next is your CIP. The next one under the KYC norms, the KYC guidelines is your CIP, Customer Identification Procedure. How you will be identifying that a particular individual will be a fruitful customer for your bank, long-term customer for your bank. It includes identifying and verifying the identity by using the reliable independent source documents, data, information. Customer identification is required to be done in the following cases. How you will ensure that the information which is available is independent? Via various documents. You have n number of documents via which you can prove that you are this particular individual. All those documents will be used under the CIP. So what all cases are there? While opening an account or establishing the account-based relationship, you must establish the CIP procedures. Undertaking the international transfer for the non-account holders. If a doubt arises about authenticity of an existing customer or adequacy or correctness of information about the customer. So whenever you feel that certain transactions are being done in the name of the particular individual and he or she is not directly linked with any kind of such transaction, then you must be very cautious, you must be very alert and look into the matter via CIPs. Selling any product including third-party products, loading, reloading of the prepaid or travel cards for value of over rupees 50,000. This question can be asked. The limit that is your 50,000. So just wait a second. Okay. So selling any product including the third party products, loading, reloading of prepaid or travel cards for the value of over rupees 50,000. What is the limit? Beyond 50,000. Less than 50,000, it is not necessary. Carrying out a transaction or series of connected transactions valuing over rupees 50,000 for a walk-in customer. So 50,000, you can say twice or thrice this particular limit will be there under the CIP process. When there is a doubt that a customer or the account based or walk-in customer, whatever you want to study, is intentionally structuring transaction below the threshold of 50,000. Now some customers will be very aware about this limit of 50,000. They will do what? They will try to surpass or bypass this particular amount via multiple transactions amounting to more than 50,000. So all these cases must be studied under the lens of CIP. Okay. Any kind of doubt you can just ask me. Any doubt, any doubt. Fine. Next is your CDD, that is your customer due diligence procedure. It includes the customer identification, also obtaining the information about the customer's location. all these services, the location, the activity, they are a part of your CDD, customer due diligence, and the purpose for which the banking services will be used. These 3 or 4 core areas will be defining your CDD process. Depending on the risk perceived from the customer, information on the nature or business activity, what kind of business activity he or she is taking up, the location of that particular individual, mode of payments, whether it is cash or not. Once you see that majority transactions are being held under cash or are being given via cash only, then you must be very cautious. Volume of the turnover. What is the turnover? What is the amount of that turnover for a particular individual? Social and financial status also you must factor in, but most importantly for a banker, mode of payment will redirect you to the CDD process. All these collected, completing the profile of your customer. Now, what are the documentation? Now, see, this particular documentation is important for the examination. Question can be asked from here. When we talk about for the individuals, what is the documentation? First and foremost, the Aadhaar number. If any benefit or subsidy from the central government, you want to receive these benefits, then you must be providing the Aadhaar number. That is a must do. You cannot skip the Aadhaar number if you want to enjoy the benefit of a particular subsidy via central government. A certified copy of any OVD containing details of the identity and your address. So any OVD, what is OVD? Can anybody tell me that whether PAN card is under the OVD section or not? We will be looking into that also, don't worry. Next, an equivalent e-document of any OVD e-document, plus you must verify the document as well. The customer signature, digital signature must be there when we are seeking the e-document. Do remember that. For certified copy, original documents are to be verified, and self-verified copy duly authenticated by the officer of the bank stating verified with original is to be obtained. Now, many of you might be working in this particular profile only, wherein you are I would say the teller, and the another person will be the authorizer of account opening. So the authorizer must put a stamp which in which it is written verified with original and sign thereon. Now this verified with original is also required for any loan. Fine. If a particular loan is being sanctioned via the branch visit, then you must authorize via verified with original stamp on the KYC documents, all those documents which you have taken from the customer for the purpose of KYC. Okay. So do remember, this is also important for your daily banking plus for the exam as well. In case of NRI or the PIOs, the persons of Indian origin, copy of document certified by any of the specified authorities are listed below should be obtained in original. So these are the authorities, the authorized officials of overseas branches of the SCBs, scheduled commercial banks, that is all the branches or the branch heads of these branches which are located abroad, registered in India. Branches of overseas banks with whom Indian banks have relationship, all those tie-ups, there also this particular documentation will be taken. Notary public abroad, then court magistrate, judge, Indian embassy, consulate general, because they are the representatives of whom? Of our country only, where the non-resident customer is there. For e-document, again digital verification must be there. That is the norm, that is the most important norm, I would say. Again, this is for the individuals, for the individual entities. Now there will be some sole proprietor, some proprietor, and one person company will also be there. For our examination, what is important is the documentation of for individuals and the sole proprietors. We will see that also. Next, under the documentation only, what all must be included? One recent photograph where an equivalent e-document is not submitted. So one recent photograph, if you want to take, then you can. But nowadays in the banks we see that under the online services, photograph is being taken by the camera in real time. Earlier it used to be a norm, a very important norm, where the photograph you must paste it on the account opening form, but now it is not that important. But that does not mean that you should not take it, you must have it. Permanent account number or form 60 as defined in income tax rules 1962 or its equivalent E document. Again, PAN is important when we talk about the documentation for the individuals. Such other documents, including in respect of the nature of business or financial status of the customer, or equivalent E documents thereof as may be required by the regulated entities. So any document which is being prescribed by the regulated entities, and they cannot just freely say that I want your ration card. No, not like that. They must be backing their claims with the RBI guidelines. If they feel that yes, RBI has told us that you can seek this particular application form or this particular documentation, then they can ask the customer. What all regulated entities are there? One is your scheduled commercial banks, excluding the RRBs. Then SFB, small finance bank, payment bank, large urban cooperatives. This is very important. Normally we think that REs are not there when we talk about the urban cooperatives, but they also fall under the REs. Large non-banking financial companies, NBFCs, then credit information companies, the CICs are also there, and AIFI, that is your All India Financial Institutions. One more thing, that only the large NBFCs are there, not all. Do remember this fact as well. Large urban cooperatives as well as large SCBs. So this was the documentation for your individuals. Now what is the OVD? Fine, what do we mean by OVD? Following documents have been notified as the OVDs for your KYC purpose. Now the question which I asked you was whether PAN is included in this particular list or not. So the answer is in front of you only, because OVDs include what? Passport, DL, then Aadhaar number, voter ID, job card, and your NPR, that is National Population Register. They will be issuing one letter. That particular letter will fall under the OVD. So PAN is not there under this particular list. And who discloses this list? RBI keeps on updating. And right now, when you are seeing this video, passport is under the latest guidelines, that you can seek passport as OVD, and many customers are now willing or happily providing the passport as well. Fine. Now CDD for the sole proprietary firm. I hope that from whatever we have studied, you are making sense that all these things are important for your examination as well as your banking, the daily banking. Okay, now let's move on to the sole proprietary firm. Here the documentation will be somewhat different. Why? Because we are talking about the proprietorship. We are not just talking about the individuals. So any two of the following documents must be obtained under the KYC norms. Under which head? Under the customer due diligence. So there are various documents which you can obtain, but while opening up the account or establishing a formal relation with any sole proprietorship, you must have two of the below. Fine. Minimum two you must seek, you must have any two of the below mentioned documents. First one being the registration certificate of the firm. Then you have certificate or the license issued by the municipal authority under Shop and Establishment Act, that is SEA. Sales and income tax returns. So normally in the banks we take what? Registration certificate, the RC, and your sales and income tax return, and we just maintain the relationship with the proprietorship firm. Otherwise you can take the certificate from your municipal authorities also as the official document. Then CST, VAT, GST certificate, provisional or final. Now mostly we try that we can have the final certificate, but if the customer is credible, the individual is credible, we can think of taking the provisional as well. Certificate or the registration document issued by sales tax, service tax, professional tax authorities. Then you have the IEC. Now here the importer exporter code Normally in the banks, this particular document is not being taken. Why? Because most of the people are very, I would say, they do not want to share this particular document, but in the list it is provided. Importer exporter code issued by the proprietary concerned by the office of DGFT, or your license certificate of practice issued in the name of proprietary concern by any professional body incorporated under a statute. So law must be backing this particular authority who is issuing this code, IEC. Complete income tax return, not just the acknowledgement. No acknowledgement letter will be acknowledged while you are maintaining the relationship with the bank. In the name of your sole proprietor, where the firm's income is reflected, duly authenticated or acknowledged by the income tax authority. That is very, very important. See, this income tax return which is mentioned here also, you must have the complete income tax return, not the acknowledgement letter. Utility bills like your electricity, water, landline, telephone bills, all these things are acceptable. Any two, not one, any two. Do keep this thing in mind. So in total, we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 documents. Out of these 8, any two will do, any two. Okay. So this was it for your sole proprietary firm and for this particular lecture. I hope that now you have that clarity that what all are the important components of your unit number 3. Obviously, operational aspects of KYC, there are a huge number of operational norms which you must follow under the mechanism which is there for your KYC, know your customer. But when we talk about the examination, you must filter out the most important ones and try to solve the questions from that, because ultimately in the examination you must be in a position to solve all types of numericals or all types of questions, whatever the nature of question is there. Okay. So any doubt you can just ask me here in the live chat, or you can just comment in the comment section if you are watching it as a recorded video. So in order to help you out, one piece of information for all of you is there. We have launched the success batch specifically for the English medium audience, so that mode of communication is not a hindrance for your success, for your qualification. First thing first. Secondly, why you should consider this particular batch? Because this will provide you with one-stop solution, whether it is about the online classes or the recorded format of those classes, one-on-one interaction with the faculties in these classes, highly interactive classes we have, then the e-books which are there in this particular course, plus the most important one, MCQs. All the chapters you will be having one head of test series under which you can solve the chapter wise MCQs, which is highly important if you are very serious to crack this exam. Many deserving bankers, they are unable to crack this exam time and again. Reason is one common reason is there, and I'm telling you, that is that they are not solving quality MCQs. They are just solving random questions from random sources. They are not following the best in the market. So do consider this particular batch, because ultimately your success will be ensured once you create a base. This batch will create a base for you, and thereon, after that, you will be capitalizing over that base, trying to solve questions, revising, making notes, and again re-revising. All these steps will be done from your end. Okay. So the details I will be sharing with you, that how you can enroll in the batch. And as all of you know that tomorrow is Eid, the festivities have already begun, I would say, and we at Offices Adda 247 are having a small gift for all of you in the form of Eid sale. So we are here in front of you, making this particular festival more bright for all of you, so that you can acknowledge the fact that yes, you have the backing of a particular institute, which is Offices Adda 247. So what is the offer in front of you? We are providing 79% flat discount plus 1% off with coins. If you are enrolling in this particular course or any particular course, JAIIB CAIIB MAHAPACK, then you can access extra 1% discount. How? Via enrolling with the application. Download the Adda 247 application. Therein, just explore the courses, whichever course you want to enroll in, just add it to your cart, and there you will be having special 1% discount, additional discount on all the courses. So 79 plus 1, effectively you will be getting 80% discount if you access or enroll in the courses via the Adda 247 application. Okay, for maximum discount, what is the coupon code? So the code is Y1003. This is the coupon code which you can apply there and avail the maximum discount. This discount is there, but some additional discount will also be provided to you if you are enrolling via a particular coupon code. Fine. So start your preparation as soon as possible. That is the message from the entire team, and do make sure that you have dedicated study slots, be it in the evening or in the morning. And along with that, do follow the videos which we are providing you on the YouTube channel, because here you will get the push that this is the particular chapter, and in this particular chapter these types of questions will be asked to you, so that you are not isolated while preparing. We are here to help you out. Okay, so any query you can just ask me in the comment section. And now just quickly let me navigate you through the course, that how you can enroll in the course. Directly go to the website Adda 247. There on JAIIB CAIIB, all courses JAIIB CAIIB. Then you can just click on JAIIB November 2025, and here you have all the courses. Supposingly you want to enroll in success batch, just click here buy now, and the discount right now is somewhat 77%, but 1% extra discount, as I have already told you. Via app you can get the additional discount as well. Now once you apply the coupon code, you will see that additional discount is also there, and the code is Y1003. Okay, so in case of any doubt, just just ask me in the comment section. And if you want to contact the student counselors, then also we are having the specific contact number in the description of this particular video. You can call there also. Whatever query is there, we just want it to get resolved. That is the purpose of our entire team. Okay, so we'll meet in the next video again, and we will try to see that what all important aspects are there in the PPB subject, so that we are fully prepared by the you can say end of 1 or 2 months. We will be having one particular backing that yes, now we can easily crack this exam. That particular confidence you will be getting after attending all these sessions. Okay, so goodbye everybody, take care.